Are you looking for the best monitors for MacBook Pro? In this video we will look at some of the best monitors for MacBook Pro on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Gigabyte M32U Best 4K Monitor for MacBook Pro. The Gigabyte M32U is the best monitor for MacBook Pro that we've tested with a 4K resolution. It has many features to improve your workflow, and the picture quality is good. The large 32-inch screen makes it easy to open multiple windows side by side, and the 4K resolution helps deliver sharp text and crisp images. Although mainly designed for gaming, it's also great for content creators. It has impressive out-of-the-box accuracy, so you won't need to get it calibrated to enjoy it to the fullest, and it has a fantastic SDR color gamut for a wide range of colors. You can connect it to it via its USB-C input, and while you can use it to charge the laptop, it only has 15 W of power. You can keep the laptop going during your workday, but it won't charge very fast. Sadly, it's not good for use in dark rooms because it has a low contrast ratio that makes blacks look gray, and the edge-lit local dimming feature causes blooming. Fortunately, it has a keyboard video mouse, KVM switch, so you can control two devices with the same keyboard and mouse if you have something else connected alongside your MacBook Pro. All in all, it's the best 4K monitor to use with your MacBook Pro. At number 2. ASUS ProArt Display PA278CV Best 1440p Monitor for MacBook Pro. The ASUS ProArt Display PA278CV is the best 1440p monitor for MacBook Pro that we've tested. A 1440p resolution doesn't require as much bandwidth from your MacBook as a 4K monitor, meaning you can achieve higher frame rates for a more responsive desktop experience. Despite the lower resolution, the text clarity is still decent, and the 27-inch screen is good enough to open a couple of windows next to each other. It's designed with productivity in mind and has a great selection of inputs. You can connect to the monitor with its USB-C input that supports DisplayPort Alt mode. It has a power delivery of 65 W, which isn't strong enough to charge your laptop while you're using it, but you won't have to worry about your battery running out during your workday. It also has two USB 3.0 ports, so you can connect your keyboard and mouse or charge your phone while working. Sadly, it doesn't support HDR, which is disappointing if you need to edit your videos or photos in HDR. Still, it has excellent out-of-the-box accuracy and perfect coverage of the sRGB color space used in most web content, so colors appear as they should. All in all, it's the best external monitor for MacBook Pro with a 1440p resolution. At number 3. MSI Optix MAG274QRF-QD HDR Alternative. If you prefer something with HDR support, then look into the MSI Optix MAG274QRF-QD. It has worse ergonomics than the ASUS ProArt Display PA278CV, but they're still great, and you won't have any issues placing it in an ideal position. It supports HDR10, and thanks to its quantum dot technology, it displays a very wide color gamut. It has remarkable coverage of the commonly used DCI-P3 color space, and has great coverage of the Rec. 2020 color space. If you're a photo editor, it also has full Adobe RGB coverage, but that's because most colors are oversaturated. Also, it doesn't deliver a true HDR movie experience, because it doesn't make highlights pop, and blacks look gray in the dark. If you want the best 1440p monitor to use with your MacBook Pro, the ASUS is a great choice. If you need something with HDR support, then the MSI is a good alternative. At number 4. Gigabyte M34WQ Best Ultrawide Monitor for MacBook Pro. The Gigabyte M34WQ is the best ultrawide monitor for MacBook Pro that we've tested. Ultrawide monitors offer something different than the typical monitors in this recommendation because they have a 21:9 aspect ratio instead of 16:9. It provides more horizontal screen space, so that you can open multiple windows side by side, and it has a 3440 by 1440 resolution that provides good text clarity. It has many of the same office-oriented features as the Gigabyte M32U. There's one USB-C input with DisplayPort Alt mode, and it has a KVM switch that allows you to control two sources with one set of a keyboard and mouse. It means that you can connect your PC and your MacBook Pro to the monitor and control both with the same keyboard and mouse. It also has picture-in-picture and picture-by-picture modes in case you need to view both of those sources at once. Unfortunately, while it supports HDR10 and displays a wide color gamut, it doesn't get bright enough to make highlights pop in HDR. Also, it lacks a local dimming feature and has a low contrast ratio, so it doesn't perform well in dark rooms, but it's still a good choice for well-lit rooms because it gets bright and has great reflection handling. Overall, it's one of the best ultra-wide monitors we've tested. At number 5. Lenovo ThinkVision M14 Best Portable Monitor for MacBook Pro. The Lenovo ThinkVision M14 is the best portable monitor for the MacBook Pro that we've tested if you're looking for a display to use on the go. Although you won't get a large screen, the 14-inch screen is small enough to carry around, almost like you're bringing a second laptop with you, just not as heavy. The 1080p resolution results in a high pixel density, and the text looks very sharp. It has two USB-C inputs that you can use to power the monitor and display an image from it. You can connect it to a USB-C power source, and since it has a power pass-through, you can charge your MacBook Pro and display an image at the same time. The monitor comes with a kickstand that supports the screen and lets it tilt, but other than that, the ergonomics are limited. It's also fairly well built, so you shouldn't have to worry about damaging it in your bag. Sadly, the picture quality on most portable monitors isn't anything special. It doesn't support HDR, has limited Adobe RGB coverage, and has a slow response time that makes motion look blurry. Also, it doesn't get very bright, but it has decent reflection handling. If you're going to use it as a secondary display on the go, it's a great choice for the MacBook Pro. At number 6. Gigabyte M27Q Best Budget MacBook Pro Monitor. If you're on a budget, the best display for MacBook Pro is the Gigabyte M27Q. It's a well-rounded monitor with many of the same features as the high-end Gigabyte M32U, but a lower resolution. It's well-built and has a subtle design, but it has limited ergonomics as you can't swivel it. It performs well in rooms with a few light sources as it gets bright enough to fight glare, and has decent reflection handling, but it's still not the best choice to place it opposite a bright window. It also has wide viewing angles, so the image remains accurate when viewing from the sides, and it's a great choice if you need to share your screen with a coworker or client. It has a great selection of inputs, including a USB hub with a KVM switch and a USB-C input, but it's limited to 10 W of power, so it's not enough to charge your laptop in a short time frame. Sadly, it uses a BGR sub-pixel layout, which can hurt text clarity. Not all programs support BGR, but text will still look good for most programs, and we didn't notice any issues with the macOS Big Sur. If this isn't a concern for you, it's the best budget monitor for the MacBook Pro.